What's up guys, it's Sungai and today we are going to check out Razak City Residence. Massive. Let's go! Today we are going to check out that project that has redefined what high density means. So in total, RC Residences has around 5,800, 5748 to be exact, number of units within the project itself. Okay, and it's sandwiched between several main highways. So we have, right, we can see here is the Maju Expressway, the Max Highway. Then we have the Sungai Besi Highway. On the other side of the building, then we will have the Smart Tunnel, and all these highway actually goes directly into the city. And from here, we can already see TRX, and the original address is actually called Salak South. Okay, so this has really changed the entire image of the location, and I'm personally very excited to check this out to really understand that is high density really bad, and is there a good way to do high density projects. Okay, so this is Jalan Besar coming out from the highway, and there's a separation in terms of the road to have a dedicated driveway into the project itself. And here we can see Taitung SJKC. Then at the other end of the project we have SJKC Confucian, also a SK, a primary school. So that's awesome. But one of the not so good side about staying next to a highway is the noise and the hustle bustle. Also, I think to just get out will take some time during peak hours. But what we can see here will be the buffer of the tower away from the road, right? Physically, yes, you have buffers, and these are all private parkings. Means residents' car park is actually, some of it is actually located right in front of the shop lot. So I'm not too sure how visitors are going to come and check out the shop. But one thing is, you can see, right, with high density means high number of population, means high number of potential customers as well. So you can see the shop fronts are all pretty much set up. Of course, this is the front row. Let's go check out the ones behind. And now we are at the shop front. So this will be the experience going upwards. There will be 2 stories of shops, and the walkways are very comfortable, wide enough. That's why you can see some actually locate their tables at the side profile. The columns are tidy as well, so it's very comfortable to walk in. Then it also comes with a proper back of house where you can have your loading bays, you can have your utilities and stuff like that. And I like the ramp treatment around the corridors to ease the moving of stuff. And just when I thought the internal block-facing block alleys, right, will be dark due to the shadow, but not really though. Like now you can see the kopitiams, you can see pharmacies, Guardian, you can see Mama, you can see Subway, several clinics, convenience stores, a lot of F&B outlets, and it's a mixture of cuisines as well. You have Chinese cuisines, you will have Malay cuisine, and then on the upper floors you will have all the haircuts, you will have tuition centers. Not bad leh. So one of the first problem when you have so many blocks, right, will be the disorientation. So like this is block B now, and we have the car parks for commercial and residential within the same unit, and I guess there won't be any visitors car park available, like very limited. Like, of course they must give, but then it's going to be a tough time searching for them. The businesses here will most probably rely on only the citizens of them, but you just think about it, like let's say 6,000 units, right? You times 2 per unit, then you get 12,000 people already. Wow. But one thing I am very surprised right now, because the shops are all busy, the business activities is actually ongoing. Wow. Okay, then walking out from the internal alleys outwards, right, and taking a view like that, what's the main difference will be the amount of echoes that you can feel. Inside there's a lot of people shouting here and there, trucks driving here and there, right? The echo is actually very loud. But once you come out, right, okay already, suddenly it feels fine. Well, temporarily, because we are now right next to SJKC Confucian. And here you will have an Indian temple at the end. At the front you will have a Chinese temple. And just imagine, right, the convenience of a mother here. Just thinking about it, right? Oh, when they're infant, there are daycares around. Until kindergarten, there's still a lot of daycares around. Then when you're primary school, you have a choice here. You have two different schools next to each other in between the project. Then you will have a SK, a local primary school if you want to. Then secondary school, you will have a lot around here, and it's going to be so convenient to really just start off the family if you really insist in having a place that you fully own yourself. But just that now you can see a lot of barricades that are going on right now because during peak hours where you need to pick up your children and all, right, all the Kiangsu parents will all just park around, and that's going to be a huge problem. You can see they put all this to prevent illegal parking. The roads are already narrow enough, and all these are private car parks. You can see all private car parks. Whew. As we speak, that's the main reason why you have a lot of kopitiams. Like within this development, right, there's like 2 kopitiams, and there are like 4 to 5 main mamats across corners already. Now you have a double park situation already. That is so exciting. And the funniest thing about town planning, right, you can see that here you have this massive high density project. Next to it you will have landed houses. Okay, and then this will be the front road to the government school already. Okay, and here this will be the refuse collection area, and now we are actually looking for the entrance. And coming out from the lift, okay, we are now in this floor where there are 12 units in total. You will have 6 one sides serviced by 4 lifts. 1 service lift, the rest are passenger lift. And the one in yellow is actually the corridor. So at this scale, the entire direction will most likely be cost oriented, therefore you will have a double loaded corridor. So here you will have the width of 2.6, this is 2.7 in height, and everything seems bright. And the lift surfaces here you will have plaster and paint, but sooner or later it will all be finger stains, right? Then you will have floor tiles, smaller in sizes, and also you will have the tiles for skirting as well. Because this lift connects to 2 wings, it's actually connected this way. And one side then you will have 6 units, the others you have 6. Then at the lift lobby then you will have this little nice corridor that leads you to the refuse room. Yeah, you get a very fancy refuse room, and it's a double door system. Okay, let's go in. Then you will have the room of this scale. Very nice, it's huge, it's big, half wall height for your tiles. Then you will have ramps going in, so it's easier for the cleaners to work. You will have a ventilation door, connects to this ventilation panel. Then you will have a second door that connects to the corridor. Okay, and this view is something else. So these are the blocks that arranged in a linear format, and each of them will have their own 2-story of retail, several stories of elevated car parks, then the facility deck, then the residence tower. And you will see those panels in the center. Those most likely will be the water tank or the brake tank, arranged in a linear format. So we are in a block where it's arranged in the corner, right? It's like a L format. Then coming out from the corridor, you will go through a fire door, and then we will reach the corridors into the unit. Next to us will be the void, and it's covered with window. The corridor width is 1.61, the ceiling height is 2.7, and heading over to the unit that we're going to visit, right, you will have some utilities still at the side of the corridors. And what we can see here is the Bandar Malaysia site, and that is actually the PMB 118 and TRX, right? Yeah, and that's my team member. This is part of the unit actually. Awesome! So after splitting 2 wings, right, when you come in, it splits again between wings again. Some 2 units are here, 4 units are at this side. And you can see now that it's highly reliant on artificial lighting, although you will have some window panels looking into the void, but those voids will look like this lah. Going into the unit, there will be a small little foyer here. The width is 1.4 meters, and this is an incomplete project still, but let's go check out the unit. So this is the unit we're going to check out today. This is Type C, 1140 square feet with a big balcony, it says there, right? And 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom. So when we go in via the door, there will be a kitchen tucked at the side with a yard space, and this is rather interesting here. We'll check it out later. Moving forward, dining, living, and this extra large L-shaped balcony that connects into the corridor that connects into 3 bedrooms. You will have bedroom 2, 3 and a principal bedroom, and 1 common bathroom, both of them en suite. Nice. So coming in through the main door, the door is a 1 meter door, so the clearance is 922 mm. But in terms of height, it's still standard, right? So just that the width is a bit bigger. That is the entire moving process. And coming in straight away, this will be the space of the kitchen, the yard, the dining, and the living already. And you look out, right? The view is amazing. We'll check that out later. So the wall-to-wall width here for the kitchen space is 2.22. The ceiling height is 2.98, around 3 meters. And that is very, very nice. This is a unit before the team carries out the makeover process. We kind of requested for the original setting. So we get to see the original condition of the skirtings here. They provide full height wall tiles for this kitchen panel. That's nice. So your kitchen is going to start from here most likely. I think this will be the fridge. They kind of did the rewiring already. By default, they give you Schneider plug points. In terms of ceiling, you will have some box up, but very minimal, very, very clean. And this took me by surprise. Look at the yard space that's connected via a double sliding door like this. So for the yard space, the external wall, they'll be covering with spray paint. Just it feels very hollow. And this will be the location of your washer and dryer. This one connects to the 2nd bedroom. And you can see the wiring for the air cons already being done. And this connects to the void space. So I'm just thinking about the integration possibilities, right? Of having this entire space, wet and dry kitchen, yard all combined together is one massive bag of house space. And that's just one corner. Before going into the main space here, wow, and you just look at that view right in front. We have PMB 11A, we have the skyline of KL already. So the wall-to-wall width here is 3.06 meters. Very comfortable, where you can still put in cabinets next to your dining table, then your living. But the balcony space is really awesome. Anyway, for this whole project, the selling price, when we scroll through the property portals, this unit is selling for 460,000, around there. And the rental rates for a fully furnished unit is going for around 2001 to 2002. Partly furnished is around 2007 to 2008. But this is a 3 bedroom unit with 3 bathrooms. So there's still possibilities of renting out the rooms individually. Very cool. And the main attractive points will be the proximity to that, right? So let's go out and see. This is mind-blowing, definitely. Just look at that. So this is original Sungai Besi, where you have all the old commercial spaces, all the factories. This is Bandar Malaysia in the future. Don't know whether will it happen or not. And you can experience the noise that comes with the highway. So this width is actually 1.8 meters, and you will have steel handrails to kind of control cost. Then you will have tile floorings, and this connects next to the edge as well. So that will be the end of the corridor that we saw just now. And you have this L-shaped 2-side balcony looking outward, so the view is kind of okay. You will have very nice view of the skyline, but it's very noisy lah. So here we can also see Park 3, we can also see M Vertica, we can see all the projects that we have visited lately, Sungai Velocity, One Cochrane. And just imagine the pricing that they are paying for those kind of spaces. So this is a perfect demonstration of how they control pricing in not so ideal location, but it's ideal in terms of distance to the city, and they further push down the price by using numbers of units, materials and design concepts. Very, very interesting actually. 450,000, let's say they buy earlier, maybe 400,000 also got with discount lah. So it's around 300 plus to 400 per square feet. And in Cheras, we saw Sungai Velocity 900 per square feet. One Cochrane is 1,000 per square feet. Not much difference actually in terms of traveling distance lah. But living building conditions of course different. Then for the facade windows, it's actually tinted, so you can see this is the original, this is what you can see indoors. And let's close the door and check out. Wow! Wow, that's good. And I like the treatment that this is placed right to the edge and in the center as well. So instead of just putting in another column here, right, they're putting a steel channel here to kind of hold the two window frames together. That's nice. So you get this very humongous, beautiful view. But this happens to this unit with this view lah. For other units, what do you see? Okay, going in then, this will be the corridor connecting to 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So this is where you can feel a bit tight. So this is around 960 mm. Then the ceiling height is 2.7 because they need to drop from the ceiling a little bit. The first thing we're going to check out will be the common bathroom. And this is how it looks like. Okay, so here you have Johnson Swiss basin, Johnson Swiss WC, full height wall tiles, shower screen. Wow, then you have the frosted window for ventilation. You have a shower here and a slot for you to put in your things. And this room also comes with the access to one sliding door that connects over to the first bedroom. And this is the first bedroom that we're gonna check out. So the size of the room is 2.7 by 2.8, and when you close the door here, this is actually the access into the bathroom just now, and I'm just figuring out why. Why do you need a special dedicated access to the toilet? Is it with the possibility of renting out room by room? We can lock the toilet door outside, so it's actually an ensuite, therefore increasing the room rental if I were to rent out individually. And this was actually sold before the partition rule came about. So the living room can perfectly be another bedroom. But then that doesn't help by having this side door here, man. Or why would they want to add this toilet door here? I really don't understand. Like, go out and access the toilet door outside. Very hard, man. So then here you will have an aircon installed, and this will be the frosted window that comes with it, connected to the yard. Okay, so this unit here will know whenever the house is doing washing. Moving opposite, this will be the second bedroom, and this has the window connected to the balcony. Yeah, you don't have direct access to the facade, but the toilet does. So this room is a bit bigger, 3.1 meters by 2.6, and it comes with a real ensuite. And they position the toilet attached to the facade line, so it kind of interrupted this unit to not have the facade line. Okay, and for the bathroom, it looks nice. Johnson Swiss basin and Johnson Swiss WC. Here you will have a dedicated shower area, even with shower screen. Some more. Full height wall tiles along with the window connected to the facade for ventilation and daylighting. Okay, so here you can actually see KL skyline. Not bad, ma. And now we are in the principal bedroom, and we can see it's pretty wide. So here you have around 4 meters wide and 2.7 meters in width. Too bad they need to accommodate the bathroom for the second bedroom just now. That's why you have this king. That's why I still don't understand why would you want a toilet here. Again, the room rental is the intention, but the view here is nice. But it's not directly connected. You will still have a flap for the aircon compressors, and when we close the window, it doesn't feel as bad in terms of noise. Then here will be the position of your bed, bedside tables. You will have the wardrobe somewhere here, I guess, with your dressing table. You have a lot of space here. Going over, then this will be the principal bath, and plug points are supplied by Schneider. Right, pretty solid. Going in, similar Johnson Swiss for basin and WC. You have shower screen, full height wall tiles. Just that tile sizes definitely smaller. You will have some stains of unfinished paintworks, but that one can be wiped off with a cloth. And there you go. And I guess that's all for the unit. Let's go check out the facilities that, So we are now walking out from the lift lobby, and this is the view that we are seeing right now. This is so majestic, right? and looking outward. Yeah, we are just surrounded by towers of buildings after building. Anyway, you will have some garden unit. So this garden unit, you look into the balcony space. This is even more crazy. You look into it, walao eh. Like the balcony space is actually as big as the unit, if not bigger. It's gonna be so cool. So judging based on naked eye, I think this is like a 35 meters by 80 to 100 meters length pool, and not one but two pools all together stacked next to each other. So it's really insane. We haven't seen anything like this before, and you still have the infinity edge to it, so that's nice. And just to think about it, like one tower on average you will have 1,000 units, and each tower will have their very own set of facilities, which includes the play area, the gym and pool. Yeah, but what you can see here, the approach to things is really maintenance to its minimal lah, right? So you have tile floorings, and the tiles are pretty small size. Then the only landscape that you have is in vase like this, so it's all portable plants. So anytime we visit, we can just change them. There's no maintenance at all, okay? And you can see the distance from the pool over to the garden unit. It's huge, and everything is just big. Walking over to the shaded area, which is below the tower, then you will have shaded areas. Again, it's still bare. It's just tiles and tiles and tiles all the way. I think these are designated commercial areas for convenience stores or whatever you need, Adobe or whatsoever, right? But the views there, you can see is the skyline, but it's not utilized right now. And here will be the gym. So this is the multi-purpose hall. Again, just like as basic as it can be, okay? And this then will be the gym. And now we are in the gym, and you can see it's the rubber floor, and you have X tracks furnishing all the equipment. So here you have the treadmills, the bicycles all facing the swimming pool. Then you will have the Smith machine here, then the free weight zone over there. There's a rack, a weight rack there, but one for 1,000 units. And that's about it. In terms of facilities, really, children playground, gym, kids bathing pool at the side here. The others are just empty. You don't even have furnitures inside them. And that will be the main difference between projects when we look into pricing, right? So sometimes when we see, hey, why in terms of specification it looks so good, right? But common area stuff, right, it's very hard to spec in, and it's very hard to describe, like the equipments in gym, equipments around the facilities, the treatments and IDs around the common areas. Because here is a total demonstration of a totally cost-oriented project. People who find value in number of rooms, find value in scales, location, this is definitely the project for you. And we are now in the car park, the elevated car park structure. So you can see the car park are done pretty tidily. They are using flat slab system, so you can see it's all very tidy, very open. Then you can see very thick columns because there's a lot of stories upwards. Cement screening, then you have epoxy paint for the pedestrian walkway. It's pretty open because here you have light and you have the internal voids between buildings already. So coming over from the entrance downstairs, right, this will be the ramp system. It's a scissors ramp, and it will be a ramp in a loop, half a floor upwards. But what's different is when you come up to your respective floor, you need to go past this boom gate before you go into your respective floor. And when you want to come out, there will be another respective boom gate that access out like that. So that kind of serves like a traffic control also whenever cars just travel downwards like that. Which is kind of cool because instead of putting the boom gate at one area, then all cars will get stuck, right? Just to go up. Because this is a mixture between residential and commercial, all together sharing that same access. So now they kind of separated all the checkpoints individually to each floor of the car park to kind of disperse the traffic, also to monitor the traffic a little bit before going into that loop of going up or down. And always the thing that I don't like will be the direct access into the lobby, right? And this is the road, so straight away car and people open the door, habis, right? So how we just add in some palang here, right, to just kind of slow down the people going out a little bit. But at least they have this, so they have some visibility still at least. And I guess that's all for the project. Yeah, let's go down and experience the commercial lot a little bit by having lunch. Then we will do the Sean steak 3 on 3. So we are now just stepping right outside the project in this green area. But anyway, the first 3 things I like. Number 1, definitely the value for money. Because if you compare the price, the location, the build up, the number of rooms as a whole all together, nothing can really beat this because it's exactly what a buyer would need. And this really reflects in the sales progress also, where it did really well, and I think most of them are satisfied with the work. So that's cool. Secondly, I admire the developer for pulling such a move, number 1, to actually prove that high density doesn't necessarily mean poor living condition. If you look into the specification of the rooms and the living corridors and the design elements within the project, right, it's all okay one, which means like now as we go up the unit, so when we want to go swimming, we can go. If our kid goes to primary school, it's there. If my husband needs to go to KL, it's right around the corner. If I need to grab anything, right, there's 5 mama within this project itself. There's KFC is coming in, 7-Eleven is here, there's 2 schools for you to choose from, multiple daycares, everything is just integrated. So as a woman who is working at home, it's going to be very convenient. As a guy who works around the corner also, it's going to be very convenient, because within here my favorite of all will be that, oh, it's raining already, will be the 3 kopitiams that's available. So that's very convenient in my opinion. Okay, we changed spot because it's raining. So this can only be achieved when you have sufficient amount of population which translate into footfall into the business prospects. So like I think now they just merely hand over within like 6 months time, and because there's so many blocks, so the entire handover process is going to take a year for the whole project. And if you look into the business profiles, right, this is like almost 70% all occupied already. Wow, that is amazing. You got tuition center and massage parlors all coming in, meaning service oriented businesses are already coming in. Then part of that design feature also, when you think that it's going to be not private, right, it's going to be very dense, but in the unit that we went to, it felt okay, because I think one of the units that faces outwards is the corner unit first of all, but every floor you only have 6 units and the lift speed actually feels okay. So the entire experience looking from outwards versus being in the unit itself, right, has a huge contrast actually. So this is very entertaining for me. I learned a lot. Then the last thing I like will be the design treatments of this developer, because this is not their first time pulling off such a mega project lah. So this is like equivalent of 6 projects all together, 6 towers in comparison to people launching 1 tower for project, right? So this is the 6 towers all together. They have done it in Park Lane before. So I like the distance between building to building. So you will have a nice enough width where it doesn't feel too dark, but you still have wind ventilation around. Like now, it's actually very windy. Then in terms of car park, it feels comfortable. In terms of lift lobby, they got all the scale to the spaces just right. Just that when you look from a drone shot from the roadside, then it feels scary, right? But when you come to the facilities deck, suddenly, hey, why so empty? The swimming pool, you not have 1 but 2 big, huge size swimming pool. So I really like how they emphasize spaces that are supposed to be big, must be big. The spaces that nobody really pay attention to, then those can be compromised, no issue. So I like the delegation of focus around areas by the developer. That's why you can have such a high value product for the price that you get lah, right? For the 3 things that I don't like, then number 1 will be the sandwich of the mega highway. So you will have Max Highway, your Sungai Besi Highway, you will have the local roads, literally driving around the project, right? So in every direction that you go to, it's going to be buzzing with traffic noise. Not only externally, internally, it's like a little city by itself. No joke. When it was prime like just now, right, you have all the trucks, all the cars all start moving in. People start honking each other for double parking, right? the echo internally is also pretty noisy, and this is going to be your 24/7. But luckily when we checked in the unit just now, the noise isolation from the windows is working pretty well, so hopefully within the unit it's going to feel okay. The second thing I don't like will be the entrance statement to every block. So we were having a very tough time. We also met several visitors just now that were asking me, hey, how do I go to block B, block B2, block C, C2, whatever lah. We cannot find the entrance of the visitor car park. Apparently there aren't any visitor car park on ground floor. All are dedicated residence car park. How I wish visitor car park can be placed outside, but then how do you then balance with commercial car park? That's a huge problem altogether. But it's a decision to be made by the developer anyway. But they mix the commercial car park with the residential car park within the same entrance itself up to the elevated car park, and that will have some confusion. So that kind of also limits the businesses to only serve residents instead of visitors beyond this project. So I don't know how, but things look like they are going well just by on residents alone, and it's not fully 100% yet. Crazy. So on this point, I think the problem will be the wayfinding. It's actually very... yeah, my point exactly. So actually it's not that loud, but the echo makes it very loud. But the wayfinding of the blocks I think can be improved, and we couldn't find the main lobby, the main entrance of respective blocks, because it's almost camouflaged like a shop lot, like a retail unit downstairs. So we couldn't find, but this is only a problem for visitors. If you're a resident, right, you move in, you go to your unit once, you exactly know how to move about it, so it's not so much a problem for that. The third thing that I have concerns on will be the sub-sale pricing for the secondary market. So a lot of projects has proved this before already. Like when a particular project has too many units, it affects the price appreciation of this particular project. Means like now it's 460, maybe when they buy it's also 450 only, 1,000 for the unit that we visited. It's very hard for you to price upwards because there are a lot more units available in the market, and only when everybody is pricing upwards, right, you get to somewhat sell higher at your project. So that is going to be a struggle, but that was never the case for this project anyway. For an own stay project, right, like if you really want to own your own house at 400,000 in 10 to 15 minutes away from KL city center, close to school, close to all retail, next to highways in KL city center, right? And I guess that's all for now. So do I like the project from an architecture point of view, from a developer point of view? This is some awesome work. Not many developers that I know would actually pull off such a project at such a scale, at such price. Also at a time where it involved lockdown, and they still hand over nicely to everybody. Just imagine, right, the amount of swimming pools they need to build within the project, and during handover, during VP, right, just imagine they need to hand over one floor by one floor in a weekend, right? So kudos to the team for handing over the project in one piece, right? Of course there will be some defects here and there, and you involve so many people, right, so many man hours, and through the lockdown they still complete it. Awesome. And this also shows that high density project doesn't necessarily mean terrible living conditions. It sometimes means convenience at its best. You need the sufficient number of population to sustain businesses. That's why now in exchange for the population, you have so many retails open right at your doorstep. But this will then become a separate problem because you will have congestion, traffic jam within the project itself. That one will be a prosperity problem. But by then, you can then upgrade yourself. You can move up as your taste appreciates, as your taste improves. Anyway, that's all for now. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.